All right, welcome back. I'm ha- I'm happy to be back. I am excited. So super. Uh, we had a long session last time. We did like that was that. I think that was our longest one yet. But to recap, last time on Stars of Sovereignty, I don't, every time the Dragon Ball announcer comes into my head. Um, so you guys briefly browse the local culture and the notice board before being escorted by the rather energetic tavern maid slash school teacher Amaya on a small tour of Chenogawa while en route to the library. Upon arriving in the education district, you are informally greeted by the Grandmaster, who upon learning of your guys' intentions, granted you full access to the library and particularly the restricted section. But before you guys went into the library, there was a rather steamy encounter with the water Nanya.
Steamy because she
Oh,
is a water manual.
yep.
Seems like a very one-sided transaction, that one.
Ripples.
Oh my god.
I totally highlighted that scene. Like,
As she
Saw
should.
that.
um, so then, yes, you guys spent the vast majority of the night in the library poring over historical texts and myths, looking for leads and potentially helpful information to aid you guys on your quest. And then, with a sense of urgency, you guys collaborated for a game plan for the next steps of your investigation of Ulholm. You returned to the tavern for the evening and retired to your rooms. And that is where we will resume with Soren, Zunori, and Moshi in the one room. And yeah, so you guys get in the room. Everyone, kind of goes their separate ways. Zunori, you hear a tap at the window as Natters has returned.
Sorry, was I asleep?
No, you guys just came in.
Oh, okay. Yep. Well, hello there, my little beastie friend. I open the window for him, give him a scruff around the head. How did you go, my little friend? How did it all happen?
So he, oh, hold on, I have a page here. Oh, there it is. Okay. He clicks his beaks a few times and kind of purrs and nips at your hand a little bit, but tied to his little satchel is decently heavy.
Okay.
Decently heavy letter, I should say.
I'll take it from him.
Okay.
So this is a lot more than what I thought it was going to be. Was this too hard to carry, Natters? Like, give him a little scritch.
He gives you a little sarcastic glare. But it is a letter with a small wrapped parcel. Inside the wrapped parcel is just a standard smooth black stone.
Okay.
Do you want to read the letter?
Yeah, please. Yeah.
Okay. It says, Zunori, it is great to hear from you. I am sorry you are not feeling well. Enclosed, I've sent you a wellness stone. Activate it when you go to start your ritual meditations, and it will permeate your aether, hopefully easing your stress tension levels while you care for the root cause. I hope all is well with your ranks and your duties. Do come for a visit when you can. You are the only grandchild who writes to me, let alone visits. More than even your own father these days. Fair seasons, Grandpa.
Mm. Crafty old grandpa. And I'll do the little. Actually, I'll set myself up in the middle of the room. I wonder if I should get the girls. I'll turn to Sorn and I'll say, I think these are the answers we've been waiting for. Should we
Storm
have
was
the others
already
come?
like Storm was already rock mode in the corner, so he stirs a little bit, gets out.
Mm. I'll poke
what was
him.
that? What did you say?
I think we've got our answers. Nada's just turned up.
Oh, any news? You said there were answers.
Well, knowing my grandfather, this is probably an encrypted message of some sort. I'm just wondering if we should get the girls in here just in case it's a... Yeah, I think that's probably a good idea, actually.
Vanya seemed ready to pass out. I mean, I guess we could. Yeah.
We'll see if they're still awake.
Okay. I'll get up. I'll shake myself off a little bit. My flames will kind of flare up a little bit.
Is this in the room?
Yeah, you're in there with us.
Oh, is this like early in the morning?
We
No,
just
no.
got in.
Yeah, Moshi's not awake yet.
Oh, so you just
No.
like pass straight the fuck out?
Yeah.
So is it nighttime, did you say? It's still nighttime.
Oh wait,
yeah?
like
We got back at
Yeah,
night,
no, you
but
you
we
guys,
just got to
yeah,
the
you guys
room.
just got back.
oh, so
Yeah,
we
yeah.
got back and Natters came. This isn't like the next morning
Yeah,
or
it's not.
something.
No,
Yeah,
no, it's
yeah.
and
Oh yeah,
it's
I'm-
not
okay.
the middle
Moshi's
of
still
the night.
awake, but he's like
Yeah.
super
Yeah.
dead.
Mm.
Okay.
You want to come along, Moshi?
Do I have a choice?
I mean, I guess.
Are you all
have a
just like
choice.
coming in here, or
I-
like what's going on?
I don't think it'll take too long.
Fine, I'll
I'll
come.
look over at Zenori. You think so?
Alright.
I'm going to like set myself up in the middle of the room, get a pillow so I can kneel on it and stuff. Kind of make a sort of little ritualistic point in the room.
Are you doing that now, or are we gonna go?
No, I'm
Okay.
waiting for you guys to come back. I'm just setting myself up.
Oh, so
That's
we're
all.
gone now.
All right,
Yeah.
I'll exit our room and go knock on Aya and Ivanya's door.
I might have gone get that because Vanya is passed the fuck out on the bed.
I might have to wake Vanya up because I'm like 6 inches tall and can't open doors. Just a thought there.
Do a barrel roll on the
Thorn
door.
whip.
After some
I'll
time,
just
it's a
shout like
rustling.
1 second, and I'll go wake up Vanya because like there's no way I'm opening that door.
Vanya's like, give me some more time. Just
Hey,
got-
do I hear this?
Yeah,
I'll knock again. I can't wait.
I'm just
Zenori
gonna
needs
start
you.
poking until Vanya wakes up. Just get up, get up, get up.
Sorn, do a
Pretty
big booming
pressing.
voice.
You don't want to wake up the whole tavern.
That's true. I'm a little too shy for that.
You could just,
And you
could
were
just,
getting ready. I was so excited.
you could just gloom walk into the room.
That I could, but I don't want to waste that spell slot yet. Only got a little
Sorry.
magic in me.
Vanya wakes up, but then this is what you hear, Soren. You hear a giant loud thump because Vanya just rolled herself off the bed and landed on the floor.
I think that's a good sound for me.
Yeah, Vanya slowly drags herself over and opens the door just a little crack. I'm like, do you want?
Zenori's got news. We need to go over there real quick. I
Get this
promise it
way.
won't be too long. Come on, no, it can't. Let's go.
Nope.
And I will pick Ivania up, like
Damn.
like like how they train firefighters to like pick up and put over the shoulder. All right, we're going. And I'll pull it back to our room.
Moshi's like, whoa, okay, you serious? All right.
Ready.
We'll enter the room again. I'm assuming
Fine.
Aya's in tow too.
Yes.
I brought them like you asked, Zenori. So what's going on?
All right, close the door. Make sure and lean up against the door if you could.
I will
We
do
do
that.
not want to be disturbed. And I'll start doing a very what's the word? Very perfectionist approach to a ritual that's something like Zazen, and activate the rune, activate the stone.
Alright, so while you start getting into your meditation ritual, Natters will actually kind of peek around, and he'll use his beak and he'll grab the window clasp and he'll come inside and close the window behind him. Then just kind of like stand proudly guard at the window.
I want to cast Mage Hand and pet Natters.
Do
Okay,
what?
yeah.
So I'll shoot my hand across the room to pet him.
Oh, and pet.
Not terrifying at all.
Yeah, I know. That's not scary at all.
Sudden magic hand shooting at intense speeds at your face.
Natters just kind of like ducks down and tries to avoid the hand.
It's like trying to pick up a cat. They're always like, "What do you want?"
Vanya sees Natters as well, and can I roll to like gain a short burst of energy and try and pet Natters?
Okay, roll Constitution save.
Constitution save. My Constitution is +2. 17.
You
I'm not
barely.
gonna be able
You
to look at
barely.
these.
Alright,
Oh,
roll
dang.
animal handling.
With advantage. Yay. Playing that deals 5. Ooh, 23.
Alright, Natters welcomes your company.
Yeah.
The voice.
I rub Natter's head. Only the head.
Alright. Chris, where'd you go?
Yeah. Oh, my camera in fine form. Technical issues, guys.
Oh no.
Bear with me.
Oh,
It doesn't
Um,
exist anymore.
Oh, getting a head start on those technical issues.
There is no Chris.
It was
There
a
is
lie.
only
Only
Zenori.
Zenori.
Schrodinger Zunori.
Yeah, sorry, Rochelle.
do you want me to continue, or do you want to take a moment to see if you can reacquire your face?
You go right ahead. I'll see if I can do that while you're talking. I'll listen though.
Okay.
I'll just
You make
I'll
it sound like he misplaced his face. You need a second to look for it.
practically.
My face.
It's gone.
All
Makes me
right.
think of Arya Stark.
True.
Took her face.
I'll just be doing like weird circles with my hands over the top of the rune and things like that. Yeah,
The wax on, wax off motion.
basically. Yeah, that's how I imagined it anyway.
I thought you were talking about fixing your camera, and I was super confused.
That too. That needs a wax on, wax off, straight out the window.
Oh no.
Oh, is that exciting? Yes.
Puppy.
Puppy.
All right. So the
Hooker has joined the chat.
Oh, as my cursor was like above, but yeah. So after, so in Zunor's preparation, he lit a few candles that were in the room, and with the dark of the night and the candles on the floor, it has a very atmospheric vibe to it. Very lighting, scent, and all. You guys are in your desired places around the room and kind of forming a circle around Tsunori, who is very deep in meditation, trying to activate the wellness stone that his grandfather had sent him to overcome his current illness. After probably about an hour, it took a little bit of time. Jognir's, the stone will erupt and form almost like a mist or a steam type bubble before it rises up. The mist, glowing with the soft white, rises up about a foot tall and starts to form Jognir's likeness. And so you guys see the astral projection of an elderly but fit gentleman. The ambient light of the projection distorts most of the colors, but the robes are obviously on the finer side, leaving having many extreme layers. It is difficult to tell if these are resting evening garments or formal attire. There's no jewelry or other accessories save for sparkles of filigree reflecting on the gentleman's skin like tattoos. And as his image clears up as much as it can, he kind of looks about the room and he's like, Tsunori, thought you understood my message.
Wait, he can see us? I'll pipe up and look around the room.
And he's like, I just so happen to be working on more effective methods of communication. Thank you very much. And you are a strange one.
It's
We'll get to
very
you.
impressive,
Zenori.
sir.
How can you
Grandfather.
like see us?
Is this portal magic? What is going on here?
He's like, magic.
Cool. Can you see like the whole room, or just like us?
He's like, no, I
Hey.
can
God.
see
What?
it
I
all."
stop everyone. Vanya stops everyone and be like, hey, hold on. Are we not just talking to like one of the most powerful people of the land right now?
Oh, seriously? Who is this guy?
He's like, yeah, Jognir kind of shakes his head a bit, and he's like, I am Jognir of the Mages Council. I am the elder that oversees the education districts and the Lethalis Citadel's administration. Zunori,
Okay, that's
please
a
explain
really
yourself.
long title. So like, what? I'm gonna just write mage.
He's on the Mages Council, and the Mages Council oversees all of the mages in the land, essentially all of the magic in the land. And they do a great deal in the political world.
He's the CEO of mages.
Pretty much.
Oh, cool.
CEO of mages.
Yeah.
Okay.
CEO of magic.
That's funny.
Pretty cool.
They got a council of mages, and each of them fills a spot. CIO, CFO, CEO, right?
I just imagine all
They're
these
all
mages
made up
with, like,
titles.
suits.
But...
Cool. So why are you here?
I think he's trying to talk to Zenori.
Yeah.
Yeah, but,
why?
like-
Why don't you let him explain why he's here, and we stop asking questions for a second?
He's like, yes,
Okay.
because I was anticipating to speak to my grandson alone.
Oh, no way! You're like related.
For the record, he did invite us here.
I did,
He's
grandfather.
like, I know, and I'm still waiting for an explanation.
Vanya's like, yeah,
Right.
I was expecting to be asleep.
He invited us here? I'm confused.
I told us all
Basically-
about it. He was like, let's go, come here.
That's why you came and grabbed us.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Basically, grandfather, they I can trust them. I can trust them with utmost support to watch my back and me watch theirs. And I wasn't actually the one that discovered the information in the first place. It was our meteorite friend over here.
I raised my hand.
He's like, yeah, and he kind of needs an explanation himself, but continue.
We're pretty well. I didn't think that we had something particularly important until well, your name popped up in the journal and a vast other powerful names in the realms. And then it became very apparent as I was reading it that something more is happening than's quite understand, and I think it's connected to all the deaths that are happening throughout the realms as well.
And he's like, we've been investigating ourselves. He's like, are you still in Orkney?
We are currently in
Shinagawa.
Shinagawa. Sorry, I was thinking Orkney, and that's all that stuck in my brain. Orkney. I'm like, no, we're not in Orkney.
We're not in Orkney anymore.
No, definitely not. We're currently in Shinagawa, making our way down to Ulholm to investigate a dark spot that's popped up. But apparently, there's been no communication in and out of the town for quite some time now. Weeks, possibly months.
Yeah, our watchers have been noticing the same
What's
events,
a watcher?
but we haven't been able to discern any, unfortunately, really any useful details from that area. So we are quite blessed to have you down there and looking into it. Now, you mentioned I popped up in a journal.
Yes, it's and I'll motion to Sawn to him with the journal.
I'll reach into my bag that's in the corner where I was asleep, and I'll pull out actually both books. I'll pull out the journal, and I'll pull out Tales from Lethalis. I'll mage hand and float the journal over to Zunori.
Excellent. Now, this is in question. The journal in question. It's owned by a person, and I was supposed to write all these names down, and I didn't. I've got my notebooks not even in this room at the moment. What was the name of the author again? Sorry, Nillian. It's written by a person by the name of Nillian, and their travels. You seem startled by this name, grandfather.
It's like, that is a name that has been stricken from the record, and I haven't been able to talk about him since I last talked to him over 200 cycles ago, back when I was still studying.
Whoa, your grandpa's old.
I'm like, excuse you. He's like,
You look
experience.
fantastic, sir.
Experience.
No offense, sir.
Vanya, shut up.
Like,
Like the cat bat at her.
So why was he exiled? Why was he stricken from all records?
he's like, have you read the journal?
We haven't read it all the way through. The information that we've already read was enough for me to get in contact with you, and it's not all the way through.
Okay, so he kind of takes out he kind of takes a moment to kind of breathe and reflect, and he's like, he ended up being one of my earliest friends for the short time that I knew him. But he went to investigate the disappearance of one of our classmates, and last I heard, he sided with the Eventide Forest, and he never came back. And I only learned that from Master Arenos when he came back. He filled me in, saying that there was a military meeting and he was there, or what was left of him was there.
What?
And he just stayed there. He decided
Real
to
quick.
Sided with
Real quick.
the forest?
I have a question about this. So is there smoke coming from the stone? Is this what's happening?
Yeah, the stone is enveloped in this smoke light.
Okay. And
Like,
where is
thing.
this stone? Is it
In
just
front
like on the
of-
floor?
Yeah.
The middle of the room.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Moshi's gonna like go around and see how far I can go without like I want to see what the field of vision on this thing is. I'm just gonna just want to go to the side of the room and be like and then like go behind it and be like
So he sees you dancing around, essentially, and he summons up a little bit of the light smoke and flings it your way, and it just kind of poofs off your face. He booped the snoot magically.
More
But-
importantly, sided with the Eventide Forest?
And he was like, that was last we heard, but officially he had defected.
So,
So this
Million
forest
was-
is living.
And he's like, the forest in
Oh,
itself
yeah.
is an entity, but the ladies that oversee the forest.
So he didn't side with the forest, he sided with the ladies of the forest.
Oh, but it's not that many that know that they actually are ladies and that they are the overseers of the forest. They are synonymous with the forest itself. In common
I
speak.
mean, we already have an idea that they exist because of Vanya.
He's like,
But
because of you, little one.
Is
He
Vanya
looks at
passed
you,
out already?
Ivania.
that's your cue, Ivania.
Yeah. Okay. But wait. So we're saying, are we in conflict with the forest? Is this what's happening right here? I don't understand.
And he's like, the conflict with the forest is between the ruling class and the forest and has been going on since the start of the Civil War.
This is most unusual. Why would they fight against nature?
He's like the ladies of the forest have never been fond of the king. And the king always is in constant search of their services, and they are consistently refusing him.
Bye.
since the start of the Civil War,
Yes.
when the Harbingers got killed by the king, who's constantly requesting their services, and the land got rearranged.
I make an insight check to see if he reacts to that.
I-
when she brings up the harbingers.
You don't need an insight check because
Okay.
as she says that, the stone kind of floats up and clicks on the floor, and as it clicks, a soft cover or like a soft blanket of the light mist shoots around the room and kind of encloses you guys in the room as she's talking.
Danger.
It's probably a sound protection spell.
Yeah, yeah. And he's like,
What
okay,
is
now please repeat yourself. And he looks at Moshe and he's like, it's to ensure that no one can overhear this. And he's like, please repeat yourself.
As part of this, we've been doing some research because there seems to be potentially multiple causes. And in the course of that research, between mention in the journal and the research, though it seems to not be completely true, we know that the Harbingers, not their original name, but what they're referred to now, were killed. It's what potentially caused the Civil War, right? And the shifting of all of the lands and everything. But according to what was found, there was 0 loss and 100% loss, respectively, between Avonfell
Even Ted and
Not Eventide is the forest.
Oh,
no.
The kingdom.
Kingdom
Evenfell?
of Ariel.
Ariel. I was close. Ariel and the harbingers, right?
I think they
However,
were
the
called
same.
something else.
Yeah, phantoms,
Phenoms.
phenoms.
That was
Listen. um, there's a chance, because it seems very unlikely that it was 0 and 100. That's just very, very unlikely that this may be a chance for revenge, or it's a world builder. But all of the research on world builders say that they're passive, and that if there's ever been sort of like an aggressive, destructive one, because they're very much about preserving the life. It's so devastating that no one exists at the end of it to record that it's happened. We're trying to figure out which one it might be, because either way, we're in for a challenge, to say the least.
You're not wrong, little one. And you guys have been doing your research. Did you go to the Chinagawa library to find most of this?
Yes, we
Yes.
had to research the restricted section mostly.
And is that where you found the journal?
No. Mm-mm.
Where did you find the journal?
I'll pipe up now.
Where we
I-
started.
I actually obtained it from a alchemist in Orkney, who there was a passage written in it by a mage, I think named Drazash, who said he found it north of Chinagawa, under a tree.
On the road to Deneenhi.
Diniki.
Yes. Yep, that was the other part of the
There we go.
description. There you go. Oh. Jognairn's like, Sirzash found it and gave it to the Orkney alchemist. And that's where you came across it.
And she gave it to me. Yes.
She gave it to you.
Along with this, and I'll hold up the Tales from Lethalis. I think I bought this from her, which I was told I would need your Grandmaster to open.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, oh, that is definitely one of Arenos's work. He was always one for the gold and blue bindings. And he's like, let me guess, he can't open it either.
I can't open it. I think I need him to. At
He's
least
like-
that's what I was told by the librarian.
And he's like, yep, he never did like the concept of leaving behind manuscripts. Something about, well, if he's still around, why don't people just come and ask him? So it's been
Then
his
why did
little
he leave
calling
around
card.
manuscripts?
Maybe he wanted friends.
He wants
They
people to
can't
find him and
read
bring him
it.
to him.
Yeah, but people have to come to be him and talk to him. If you can't
She's-
unlock it,
She's not wrong. He has always enjoyed conversations with visitors. And if they really want to read it after talking to him, he will unlock it. Otherwise, he just returns it back into circulation.
So
Wait,
what you're
so-
telling me is I can't just send this to you and have you get him to open it for me.
And rob my old master of his simple pleasures? No.
Well,
Simple pleasures.
let him know I'll be visiting him at some point.
He's like, I will. So, and he turns back to you, or just the group in general. And she's like, to build off of what the little one was saying, yes, and he kind of looks, does another check in his. You don't see any of his room, but presumably in his room, looking at nothing descriptive in the room, just in general. And he's like, the slaughter of the Harbingers was a huge proponent to the start of the Civil War. Let's just say the king wasn't favored by everyone. And that is where the rift between the Eventide Forest and these Forlin crafters started between them and the king. He managed to kind of smooth things over with the crafters, but the forest has been very adamant on, they're don't do any dealings with him whatsoever. They have
That's
never.
one mystery solved. I have another question now, though. Because the falling out essentially happened at the start of the Civil War, a assumption can be made that it's due to the events. Did the king seek some type of counsel from the ladies of the forest? Or did they give some type of warning not to proceed the way he was? Because it did come out of nowhere and they seem to have had an issue with it because it's existed the whole time the Civil War. So I'm assuming they knew what was going to happen or don't agree with what was happening
He's like,
for some reason.
my understanding, they've never really agreed with a lot of his decisions, but I could not tell you why. I could not tell you the root cause.
Well, that's one thing, right? But the problem escalated at the same time as this event happened. You can't say that it 100% correlates, but it's more than likely that one led to the other, right?
He's like, that's your understanding is as good as mine. Everything that
Okay.
I know, I have only heard. I was born during the Civil War.
Ivania quietly raises a hand and like, no offense, sir, but where do you stand on this matter? Do you support the king, or are you more on the side of the ladies?
And he's
Sounds
like,
like no
I
one likes the
see the
king.
best in both sides, but I also see the worst in both sides. And that
A
is where
true political answer.
he's like, where we are currently at, we have to maintain some semblance of balance.
Okay.
And the realms were split to end the Civil War, correct?
That is correct.
So, what side was this realm on?
The dark side.
He's like, this realm was originally against and not agreeing with the king. Where
Okay.
the oh no, go
I
ahead.
have two more questions. One, because we have to go through the forest, is there a way to appease the ladies of the forest or make sure that we make it through safely?
He's like, your best bet is to walk in and say hi, to knock on the door.
There's a door?
I think we need to keep from offending them, is the main thing.
Yeah. Well, so two, I actually wanted to try and track them down because we've had interactions with minions in the past.
He's like, oh really? What minions?
Ravens.
These little crows and ravens.
Crows, yeah.
I've been told that we have been watched by them on our journey.
Those are their favorite familiars. The ravens have had an ancient bond with the ladies. They're really only found in their forest for this reason, but they do act as their eyes and ears and can be seen throughout the realm, as the ladies like having eyes and ears everywhere, much to the king's annoyance.
Yeah, we've been tracked through a portion of this journey. It would be nice to potentially get answers on why, and if maybe they would be able to assist on us fixing the situation.
Well, it sounds like we just have to say hi.
I mean, potentially. But if they don't answer back,
He's like, I don't doubt that they are watching you guys, especially because of your clear dedication to figuring out the root causes of this illness at hand, but then also your counterpart. And he looks over at you, Soren. He's like, I imagine they're watching you particularly, very closely.
Why would that be?
You... He's like, let me guess, you are made of meteorite, and your flame is of shadow.
Shadows. Yes.
He's like, that is a rare magic. That is one we don't see in 100 years. He's like, your existence is very curious. If they did not make you, they are curious. I mean, that they are curious.
Would
He
would
takes a
that
sip
be
of wine.
why I'm so different from the other Naniels I've encountered?
He's like, oh, absolutely. You're the ones that you are closely related to, if you're related to any at all, are the purifiers, because they are the only other ones of celestial magic. He's like, but shadow Naniels? Last one I saw was, he's like, ooh. He kind of racks his brain a bit. He's like, last one, Kazuth was trying to resurrect a Shadow Naniel. There was a wild one that came through, and it didn't make it through the Citadel's barriers. But he kept trying to revive it, and to no avail. But that was my only encounter with a Shadow Naniel. Mind you, Kazuth can create Naniels. You know, he's created water and earth Naniels pretty successfully on a number of occasions.
Pretty successfully?
He's like, it's magic. Mishaps happen.
Have you seen other Naniels that can communicate like I can, or that are as intelligent? Not to toot my own horn, but
And he's like another reason where you are such a curious case, but it depends on how much of the soul is intact when it binds with an element. If enough of the soul is intact, they can be very, very sentient. If it's only little remains, they'll be feral. But also, some mages prefer to have their Naniels quiet.
and they would make them that way purposefully.
Correct.
Damn.
Terrible.
Rude.
Soren seems pretty mad.
Understandably so.
Yeah.
Thank you. I'll nod at oh my gosh.
Jognir.
Name.
Yeah.
Jognir. There we go.
He will
I
nod
wrote it
back
down.
and turn his attentions back to, Grubit Hand and Nori.
Meanwhile, Moshi is putting his hand through the smoke. Trying to
Moshi, if you continue, I'm going to make you weave flower crowns.
just want to see if this disrupts it.
He's curious.
Why would
Let
you
him- let
want
him
to
have some fun.
potentially disrupt the magic that's getting us answers?
I want to know what the magic is. It's interesting.
He's like, well, thank you. I've been working very hard on it, but it does tickle.
Oh, you can feel this?
That's
It's very impressive.
Wait, does this mean I can give him a flower from my bag?
And he's like, if you were to give it to me, I could astral project it on my end, but I would not be able to keep it or maintain it.
Oh, that's a shame.
so there's no back and forth.
He's like, nope, just audio, visual.
So effectively, this is like a Zoom call.
We're zooming him pretty much.
Or like the holocoms on Star Wars.
Yeah, that's the first
That's
thing I thought.
kinda
Yeah,
more
that's
of
what
what
I
I
thought.
had.
As soon as he popped up, I was gonna be like, a Jedi.
Are you sure about that? Oh.
Hello there.
Ah, Master Kenobi.
General.
General.
Oh, excuse me. My bad.
There's a super curious, like hard thinking face on Zenori, and he looks at his grandfather.
He hasn't said
Perplexed.
anything this entire time.
I know, right? This was supposed to be his Zoom call.
It got hijacked.
Yep.
Hackers, damn it.
Hey, you invited us.
You did.
I did. Yeah, you look at him heaps with heaps. What's the word? Just the perplexed look, and it'll say, "Father, grandfather, where? What is the king like to you? What, what's his placement in the world? It doesn't. He may be a king, but it seems like him on a personal level is a different kind of creature."
Already dodged this question.
So he says, a lot of my interactions with the king, of course, I cannot disclose. You are well aware of this.
Convenient.
But,
Sign an NDA, man.
um,
What's his persona? How does he come across to you? Does he give you a weird feeling?
he has a bit of a temper on him.
Hmm.
But he's the High King. There's always going to be a level of intimidation around him. He is very powerful, not just politically, but magically as well. And I've seen him on good days, and I've seen him on bad days. He is an individual just as you or I are.
Oh my god.
I know you can't give me details, but
Obviously.
has he made some decisions that may have turned your head?
Numerous times.
We are getting nothing from this guy.
He's like, that is,
Shut him
that
up.
is one of the main reasons why I joined the Mages Council. You know, as I mentioned before, I was born in the Civil War and really took the side of against him. But when I found out that I was magically adept, I decided to take the mage's route and immediately work towards being on the council so I could attempt in any way to outweigh those decisions that I did not agree with.
Power
Grandfather,
that
are
needs to be
we?
kept in check. We should go hula hoop with his crown. Well, I'm only one small enough to hula hoop with his crown.
Grandfather, we are we we are hidden, right, from ears and eyes.
He's like, yeah, the mention of the Harbingers randomly prompted that.
My bad.
He's like, yeah, if any eyes or ears hear that conversation outside of dedicated spaces, it's almost prompt to immediate arrest.
I thought
That's one way to
exactly.
get a quick transport to the king.
Oh, cool, yeah. We should do that.
I
I thought you
don't
guys
think
were
we'll
investigating
be.
the illness here. What?
Okay, afterwards. Afterwards. I got you. I'll stay focused, mostly.
I look back at Izanori.
The reason why I asked, Grandfather, I'm suspecting the king of having a bad placement in all of this, possibly even connections to these deaths. Though I cannot ascertain completely why. Maybe the rest of this journal has the answers that we're seeking. Is there in any way, shape, or form that you could point us in the right direction towards the author of this journal?
Let me pipe in real quick. As far as motivations go, this realm is the one that was against the king.
Mm-hmm. Knowing that the author is Nillian, who was sided with the ladies of the forest, so presumably when we go through the forest.
And he's like, I imagine reading the rest of the journal will give you as good of answers as any. You know, certainly better than I can provide. And on that note. But
One more thing, Grandfather. What do you know of these harbingers?
only what I've been told.
Because it's looking like we may have to speak to one of the world builders themselves.
He's like, yes, you guys mentioned world builders before. You actually want to speak to one of them. please explain to me why and how you even know what a world builder is.
It's the directions we're being pointed in research and our encounters that we've been having along the way.
We only know
The
what we've
strange
been
connections.
told.
That was
Is that Moshi trying to be posh?
Moshi
It's
mocking
Moshi
him.
trying to be like, you're not giving us information, so why should we give you any? Come on.
Hey man, we're just level 2s out here trying to talk to God, alright?
He's not.
We don't know how, but we're gonna try.
Well, I'm gonna
Give it a
tickle him
guy.
to death until he
Disappears.
until he answers.
With the answers.
right. So yes, answer the question, Zenori. Why and how do you know of the world builders?
Why is it's complex, grandfather. It's let's
leave
just
it at
say
that.
lines are drawing more and more towards it. And how? Your guess is as good as ours, I think. But then again, you probably have a way better guess than we would. So
It was mentioned to us by the crafter.
Way to be
First,
specific.
I think
Come
is the
on
first.
now.
Y'all just talking riddles. It got mentioned to us. There's some type of voidy feeling coming from the whole situation.
Voidy feeling.
The initial,
from where?
that's right, yes.
yeah, the initial thought was world builder, but there's no history or knowledge of any type of world builder that would want to cause the opposite of what their nature is, which would be passive. They stay stationary, not to cause wrecks to life, all of that. So
True
that's
world build.
yeah, that's one thing. And then there's been this other mention. So which one it is, difficult to say, but it seems like these are the two best options at the moment.
Zenori will turn to Ivania and say, please explain to my grandfather the spirit walk you had with the druid. Maybe that's the light.
Ivania's like, okay, so this might sound like I'm on something, but I assure you that this was 100%
Mushrooms.
sober experience.
She's on something.
The ranger's getting high in the woods.
Ivania goes on to explain that she, during the vision, she saw the general life force of the forest was being sucked out by two sources. One of which that we managed to find, and the other one that felt basically like a supermassive black hole, tapping away at the life force of the forest, among other things,
In the direction of
in the direction of Ohom.
Ohom.
Orkney.
There we go.
Oh,
Ohom.
no,
we
no,
were
no.
Oh,
following.
him.
is correct.
Sorry. I got them backwards.
And he's like, and this druid, would her name have been Leaf Deer by any chance?
Wait, what? How, you guys know each other?
He's like,
He's
us
a
magic
mage. He knows
users
everyone.
tend to be pretty close knit. But he's
Never
like,
met
no,
you
I've
before."
heard tales of Leaf Deer, but met her in person on a few occasions when I was scouting for specific ingredients that were very hard to come by. And let's just say we bonded over a cup of tea or two. But, and he's like, and she helped you with this walk, and that is where you get that voidy feeling from the
I
direction.
wouldn't
of
say
light.
help, but I was kind of like dragged into it.
He's like, that also really sounds like her. But he's like, but that is extremely concerning that she was so worried about it as well, to have dragged someone into it. He's like, I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I am equally concerned about the cause of this void, and it certainly would explain the range of effect that it has had, that it is more magic based. But with the mention of the world builder, there is a world builder over there. There is a world builder past Olhelm. His name is Pegaverold,
How do you spell
and
it?
we have not talked to him in centuries since the split of the realm. Oranos had went and visited him a few times, but I know nothing of their communications, and now I am very concerned as to his well-being.
Pega what now?
Pegaverold. Hold on, I will type it.
Okay, so town, Peggy, and then the Citadel. That's the plan now?
Yes.
There you guys go.
Pegaver. What the hell?
Yes.
Who is
The
this?
Like
world buil-
Harold,
That's
the world builder.
Yep, that's the name of the world builder. And he's like, or as common folk know, it is the island of Pegaverold, just off the edge of the Dark Realm.
Ah. Sorry.
Pegasus.
I'm sorry. I had like a one of my tabs just like started playing something, so I kind of missed what you said. Who is this person?
He's a world builder.
World builder.
He's actually known as the
Pegaverold.
island of Pegaverold because that's how large he is. I'm just gonna call him Peggy.
Wait, how do you know this?
He
He's
just said
like, Master Aranos went out to go learn more about the world builders. Right around the time of Nillian. My friendship with
honestly, it
Nillian.
sounds like Arenos knows everything
He's like,
that we need.
Grandmaster Aranos, as retired as he is, he knows quite a big deal. But yes, he traveled around to research more about the world builders and visited a number in many realms, trying to learn more. The first one of which being Pegaverold in the Dark Realm.
Wait, who journeyed around?
Master Aranos.
Oranos, yeah.
I knew that. We talked about him last time.
Yeah.
Yep.
Mm.
Turns out he knows even more than before.
Mr.
So what you're saying is that
Oranos.
the council also speaks to the world builders?
Oh, the
From
council
time to
has
time?
not spoken to the world
Or
builders.
only-
Aranos,
Just Arenos.
Only Oranos, okay.
So he can unlock the journal. He has experience with Nillian. He
One
has
does
talked
not
to the world
simply
builders.
talk to a world builder.
we might not. It might not be an option for us to go and just talk to him. After we visit Olholm, we might have to talk to Arenos first.
Given
So we're gonna go to the town. Then we're gonna head back the opposite direction. Then we're gonna head back the opposite direction again.
Ah.
Instead of go one direction and then the other direction.
We're gonna
Okay.
have to
Potentially
try
with
to
a
go to
magic
Olholm.
user who has access to portals.
What's this?
I'm saying
what's
we
this
can-
guy's talking to? Who are we talking to? His name again?
Yognirn.
Yep.
Jognirn.
Jognir.
Hmm.
Jognirn.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I'm butchering all these spellings. As such a fine, talented mage, surely you know of a way that we can transport ourselves more effectively and more quickly to combat this evil that is overtaking the world.
And he's like, we don't even know the nature of this evil, let alone if a portal is capable of leaving that area. And even if a portal, even if a portal is capable
Just let
in
him
that
know.
area, it's a hefty price. Portals are not easy, and portals are not cheap.
I feel we might need to prove our
Is that-
worth a little bit.
Is it like?
Honestly,
Wait, no, I'm serious though. Is it like currency, like expense, or is it like?
energy.
It's probably energy. Yeah, you need.
gotta
we need a
explain a
bunch of
little
those
bit.
crystals that we
I was
had
like-
to get. Remember?
It seems kind of
Um,
odd that we just pay for a portal. So like, yeah, okay.
He's like, if
No,
you
You
need
could
but-
make it worth their time, but
yeah,
Exactly.
he's like,
But
some
it's
mages.
easier to establish portals, right? Where portals have already existed because there's like safe locations, right?
And he's
Like
like,
an
yes,
anchor, yeah,
some locations can be set up to regularly receive portals. You cannot just like will yourself to go somewhere. That location, your destination location, needs to be mapped first.
Okay, but this is a safe location, right?
But like,
And the Citadel is a safe location, right? There's been portals at both of them in the past, correct?
but this stone right here, we don't have to go. We could just zoom him.
And he's like,
Does
But
he
he
have a
can't
stone?
open the book.
So he
Well,
snaps.
can't he just speak at it? Can we just like hold it up or something?
Uranus snaps, and a burst of electricity goes throughout the room. And he's like, if you guys need it put into context, the cost of a portal is around 30,000 gold.
Oh,
Easy.
oh.
Yeah,
And
none of us have that kind
not
of
to
money.
mention, he's
To
like,
make the
now when we
portal.
say specific locations, what we mean is specific locations because it is exactly that. It is a tunnel, essentially a magic tunnel, from one end to the other. If you do not establish the other end, whether that is where you are currently at or where you want to go, then you cannot portal.
No, I don't get lost in the void. Damn. Okay.
Well,
He's like, yeah.
forever in the nth
He
dimension.
kind of chuckles at that and he's like, yeah, we've lost a few people to that. Many have tried. We have
Huh.
Okay,
since
wait.
banned it.
Is what you're doing readily available then? Because yeah, the point is made except for the book being opened.
And he's
That
like,
pretty much all we have to do is talk to Uranus.
and
Is
he's
there
like,
any way
"Oh,
we could talk to him?
Is the book even worth it? Like, does this guy we're talking to? Is this book
He
worth
knows
it?
everything, though. He has so much information.
He's
that we need
attached
to
to
know.
every single lead that we have. Why would we
Who?
not talk to him?
Okay,
Uranus.
Uranus would have
Oh, okay.
a lot of
I don't know.
answers for you, but without knowing what is going on down there, what good would any answers do for you because you aren't asking the right questions? You don't know what
Oh,
questions
so
to ask
true.
right now.
We need to figure out what we're doing first.
Yeah, I don't.
And he's
yeah,
like,
back-
and in terms
yeah.
of that book, he's like, that book is his work with souls and with Naniels and and small ones like yourself.
This is just pertinent to me then, so you don't
Yes.
have to worry about that book.
And
I
he's like,
suppose, Sorn, I'm sorry that I'm doing this to you, but you're basically our bargaining chip to talk to Reynos right now.
Oh, Vanya!
It's
Damn!
true though, because Reynos so invested in Nanos, especially.
You know what?
especially
I
Shadow
like the way you
Nanos.
think.
I bet you if I get stronger and more notable, it'd be even easier. So
That's an idea.
we should probably do what we're doing and then see if we can, head up there.
Considering how special Sorn is, could we potentially make Sorn so famous that Areno reaches out to us than us going to him?
Make
That
the
is
character
not
with a
likely.
negative
But-
charisma score be famous. Yeah.
I think that would just take just as long as going to visit. The
Yeah,
dog.
that's gonna take. That's gonna take forever.
My point more is, especially if it's getting worse and it's a huge deal, right? To find a way that would prevent us from wasting weeks going back and forth to get the answers we need to do something else in the same direction we're already going. Is there a way that we could speak to him after we have more information about the town rather than go there, go back, go there,
And he's like, well,
possibly go
he's,
back?
He's like, well,
I
I'm
mean-
glad you guys love my communication stone. Because I'm currently developing it. It is not readily available. But there are these things called male birds. And he kind of like, over his shoulder, you see Natter's clicking away. And he's like, you could easily just write him a letter.
Oh my god!
We're idiots. We're utter idiots.
I also have a vested interest in actually going up there, so I'm gonna need to go there.
And he's
I
like,
mean, I'm not
he's-
saying we don't go at some point, but I don't want to travel weeks
Well, that's the
yo-yoing
thing.
between directions.
Well, when we get there, I mean, if we've maybe proven ourselves valuable enough, they might help us make it back down relatively close to where we need to be.
It's like,
We need to go to Ulholm anyway because
Are there
nobody's
no
willing
animals
to go
that
there.
fly here?
He's like,
We
Jognir
have
chimes in and
matters.
he's like, I concur
Matters.
with Zunori. As it stands, you guys are the closest to that location. You
To
guys are the
which
closest
location?
actively
Oham.
investigating. He's like, we have not been able to reach Oham either from any of our sources.
Yeah, it sounds like none of you've tried.
They're up in the big city. I mean, the
Yeah,
city-
let's just get some ragtag band to go in and get killed.
Moshi, roll a wisdom saving throw.
Oh,
Oh.
what is that? A
Moshi's
D20?
brain's about to start vibrating.
Is that just a D20?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what do I add to it? My
Wisdom.
Your wisdom
Mod.
bonus. if you-
that's a 17.
So you receive an electric shock through your
Yeah.
body, but it's very subtle, and you do manage to kind of shake it off, but you get the stern grandpa eyes from Jognir.
Don't ask Grandpa soon.
And he's like, I was about to go myself. And he's like, between the Prime Minister going AWOL, some general wreaking havoc across the land, and everything, he's like, I was ready to go just see for myself, but since I know that you are down there and you are actively looking into it, Zunori, I trust that you'll keep me in the loop.
Wait, so we
Of course,
have
grandfather.
Sure, yeah, we'll do
a
your dirty
person
work for you.
missing and somebody that suddenly fucking snapped and had a personality change?
He's like, oh no, General Gell has always been an asshole.
Yeah, but he hasn't randomly gone and rampaged across the country. He
No, he
snapped.
has.
Oh, never mind. Okay, that's fine then.
He has a complex.
He very much has a complex, and now he is on a mission. Because he's trying to find answers, but rather than actually investigate the source directly, he is interrogating every single town he comes across.
Who is this guy?
I want to whisper to you.
Nori's dad.
So we can expect, if it becomes known that we're looking into things, he'll come after us. Good to know.
Wait,
Next question.
no.
Yes.
I only have one more. I think the
No,
things
it's
that I
not
gotta
you.
ask them.
Sorry, I got
Oh,
whispered at. So-
Okay.
Wait, I'm sorry. We gotta back up here. what is who is this guy that we just talked about?
The general.
General Gell, or General Gellian, or Gargantuan Gell.
Whoa.
Which is Nori's dad, right?
No.
No?
No. He's
Zenori's
worked
dad is a
alongside my
general,
father.
but
But, and
not
he's
that
like
general.
Not the
going
same thing,
around
okay.
to different towns doing what?
Interrogating people about the issue.
About the
We're
illness.
investigating said issue.
The
At
same
some
like
point by
darkness
this journal,
thing?
most
It's
likely.
the
Oh, yeah.
Inquisition.
There was a big deal in in Orkney right before we left about something about him coming to visit, right?
I thought that was Zenori's dad coming to visit.
No, that was the first
Gell.
suspect because they didn't say who at first, but then oh, okay, it's not Zunori's dad, and then Zunori.
There
goes,
we go.
Thank God, you know.
Okay.
Mhm.
Wait, so this guy is going around interrogating people
Yes.
about this like darkness
About,
thing?
yes,
Yes.
yeah, about what we're looking into.
At least he's kind of on the good side, but I still
No,
feel like we
he's-
should
No,
steer
he's
clear away
not.
from him.
He's not.
Mm-mm.
But he's
not.
trying to fix it though.
No,
No, he's not.
he is
No?
not.
No, he's going around trying to get information from people by torturing them rather than going and looking at the issue. He's not on the good side. He just wants to hurt people and has an excuse to do so.
Okay, fair. Yeah, but yes, point being, we should steer clear of this person.
I would advise the same, and especially given the nature of your endeavor being along the lines of what he wants to find out.
Oh yeah, we are prime targets.
Staying in the
man.
shadows would be advised, and then he kind of like perks an eyebrow and looks over at you, Soren.
think I'm pretty good at that.
Where is father right now? Speaking of generals, grandfather.
He is up at Ard Eli.
But yeah, is this general guy and general interrogator guy like on the same squad as like Zenori's dad or something?
He's like, oh yeah, they're
Both
all
generals.
all the military is connected in all the
They're
realms.
all in the okay. I don't know.
They generally
big
do different
boss.
parts of it, though.
Yeah.
Can I ask my question now?
Yes.
Since you also have an idea of what we're dealing with, is there anything you know of that we could do before we go that would help us be better equipped for
Thank
whatever
you.
we may be facing?
We need Galadriel's gifts, please.
You guys haven't made it to the forest yet.
Oh, come on.
I do say,
really quick.
at least the next time I meet one of these crows, I will attempt to secure some kind of a meeting between us and the ladies.
That'd be
That's
a
a
good
good idea.
And he's like,
seem
honestly,
interested in me.
what is happening here? There is no precedence for. That is where no one knows how to react to the situation. What you guys are doing is beyond appreciated.
Yeah,
At
because no
least-
one else has to do it.
He's like,
I meant more like it seems like from what we know that it at least has some magical nature, if not all magical nature. It's bad magic in some, or being used in a bad fashion. Magic is kind of, is there any way for us to protect ourselves? Just like generic, not specifically for this instance. We all kind of have our own skill sets, equipment, and all of that, but
He's good at being generic. I'm sure we'll get.
can we buy
generic
like a
answer.
magical protection bubble?
Are you talking
This
about
man-
to
Glide
protect
in
us
like
from-
Glinda the Good Witch?
this
know?
magic and whatever is causing the illness has never been seen before. We have no protection against it.
Yeah, I was about to
Okay.
say. I don't
Got
think,
nothing? What
I
good
don't
are
think
you
we
guys?
have any
Jeez.
info on this.
No, I know, but like,
Shouldn't a mage come with us? Come on, like. You guys wanted to see
I
this?
mean, you have sword.
I know magic.
Yeah, but like council mage.
No, I was expecting more like if you want to be protected from the weather, you have a house. You don't know what the weather is, but the house will still keep the rain out.
Yeah, I know what
And
you're
he's-
talking about, and
yeah.
I'm on board. Like,
And-
is there anything?
He chimes in and he says, we did have a mage guarding over Pegaverald. We haven't heard from him.
Oh wait, we're not talking
Oh,
about
so
this,
that's
like-
what you meant by you haven't heard back from Pegaverl. This okay.
Wait, I thought we were talking about Olholm here. Are we not talking about that?
Pegaveral's
Same
over
place.
there anyway.
Well, Pegaverl's close
It's-
to
it's
Olholm.
close.
Olholm is
yeah.
right outside of the
I thought that was
Pegaverald
is by
Bridge.
Pegaverald. Pegaverald is by Olholm. Olholm is by the
But I
darkness.
thought
The darkness is
Pegaverald
by
was its
Olholm,
own
and
like
Pegaverald-
island thing.
It is, but
it's
the
It's
in
close.
the
bridge
direction of the
is
town.
near Olholm.
Yeah.
Bridge?
Bridge to
because
it.
he's an
Okay.
island,
It's an island.
right?
Yeah, I get that. I just
Okay, yeah. So we have to go to the town where the darkness is, right?
Right.
The guy who knows how to talk to the world builders and has had experience with the world builder, opposite direction. And then past the town where
Yeah.
all the bad stuff is the island world builder.
The Pegaverald.
Peggy,
Pegaverald,
yeah.
yes.
Peggy. So, why can we not Skype this Areno guy? Areno Sky, come on.
This is something
Because
that
this is brand new technology.
this is something that his
Pretty much.
granddad.
We're beta testing Zoom right now.
Dognir
This
just
is what's going on.
shocked me from beyond.
It's
I
safe to
think,
say he's very
I think
powerful.
Orenos can open your damn book from the stupid ass Zoom shit.
The question is, would he?
Please.
He said that he wants to meet the people that find his books and are interested in them. So
I'm assuming this communication stone, this is like one of the few that currently exist, and Orenos probably does not own one of these, or
Is
and
there
doesn't
is
know
there
how
a
to
which
work
is
with
why
it
he's
either.
saying letters. But
is there a way to have communication stones that do they have multiple uses? Or
I mean, D
This
and
is
D
for
wise,
Jogging.
out of character, out of character. D and D wise, there's like I think there's sending stones, but that they only work in a certain distance. Uh,
And
and
like,
I have a feeling 3 weeks travel is not within that certain distance.
Is
and
it? But
in
like,
game, there
Jogging's a
were
badass.
Nillian and Lanessa had signal rings, and that was long distance, but that was only intention and feelings. That wasn't a conversation. But Jognir's like, no, right now this is the only one, but I figured this was as secure, probably one of the most secure forms of communicating with my grandson, who signaled to me that there was a urgent matter that needed to be discussed, and rather than take the time to travel to his location, figured why not test?
Okay, how far is wherever Master Orenos is at to this old
Kanagawa?
home? Mm-mm.
Well, we have to pass back through here.
Probably
No, I'm
three
just
and a
asking,
half.
like, how far away? Like, if we were to go from wherever Master Orenos is at to Olholm, like, how far away is it?
Like 3.5 weeks,
It is.
if I'm doing
Yeah.
the math right.
It's like a couple days out to the town.
You could probably make it 4 weeks.
And then it's what you estimated like 3 weeks to Master Reynos. So
From here to
yeah.
Thales
But it's
Citadel.
like 3-4 days out to the town. So you're looking at 3
Week and a
weeks,
half.
4 days.
or 3
that would
weeks,
just be
3.5
walking.
weeks, 4 weeks.
Wait,
Yeah.
I'm sorry. So from here to Master Orenos, it's how many?
3 weeks.
3 weeks.
And from
Here,
here to Olholm is
3 or 4
Four-
days, right?
3 to 4
days?
days.
okay,
Mhm.
and from Master Orenos to Olholm is
3.5,
Probably
4
weeks. Yeah.
You have
okay.
to add
So
the
it's
times
like
together.
equidistant from.
We'd probably spend more
Master-
time going the longer distance because there's so much in between that we'd have to deal with.
You have to, like, the entire forest. Yeah.
So there's nothing that we could communicate from like
Letters,
Latalis
but
to
that
Literally
requires
just
us
letters.
asking the questions about the stuff that we're talking about in this room in a letter through a bird and waiting
No,
on
I'm
the
just-
answers and then
I'm just
asking more
asking
questions.
because I'm just asking because I'm wondering if we should split up.
It's probably not a good idea.
Out of game. Never split the party.
That's not a good
Well,
idea.
okay, that's fine, but I mean, it's just gonna take too long, and everybody's complaining about how it's gonna take too long.
I'm not
so, like,
complaining
Wow.
about the time it's
Even
gonna take.
then,
I don't care how long it
even
takes.
if we do split up, it's gonna take one party like 3 to 4 weeks to get up there. Well, the other half of the party takes half
And
a
that's
week
still
to
going to
get
be
down.
dangerous. Imagine
Yeah.
splitting us in half. We were attacked at least twice on the way here from.
There's there's
From
no
Orkney.
shortening the time.
I forgot we have to fight in this game.
Yeah.
Not to
We
mention
have to
that
get-
anyone in Olholm has basically gone radio silent. So
I just really don't want to go to Olholm because we have no idea what's there.
That's
would
why
just
we need
have
to
to-
that's
go.
why we're
Yeah,
going
that's
down
the
there.
idea.
We have to find out what's going on.
I would just rather like know a little bit more. Like I want to talk to this Orenos guy.
There is no knowing a bit more because all the new
Oh, really?
information, the no new information, is because
Nothing's
of
coming out.
whatever.
Oh, so
Yeah,
nothing that
nothing's-
we learn from Master Orenos is going to help us at all.
Because we have no
Nope.
clue what's over there.
Oh,
Nobody
okay, then never
knows.
mind.
We're literally it. We're the scouting party. We're the people who are going to give everybody else the information.
You play Moshi perfectly, by the way.
Oh, some of that was real. Legitimately, like confused. But also,
So-
Moshi just like doesn't. I just like don't listen. So half of it is like, wait, what are we doing? Because Moshi's like, this is boring, and then I'm like, wait, I need to know these things.
Like a cat.
So Zenoriel turned to his grandfather and kind of give an impatient look like, oh. Anyways, grandfather, we will scout Ulholm. Do you want me to contact you on arrival or after we scout so you can get first-hand information? Because this is We don't even know what's down there. For all we know, there could be a god seated itself right in the middle of town, and we're, for lack of a better term, throwing ourselves in a bucket of shit.
He's like, I would greatly appreciate a heads up whenever you guys receive new information. This stone specifically was a one-use spell, but keep natters nearby. He flies as swiftly as he can, which is more than a lot of the other male birds can say.
He's a good boy. He's a good boy.
So keep him close by on your way down there, and as soon as you hear a word, just send me updates as you can.
Yeah,
And
by then we'll be dead, so...
Also between, as a personal favor to me, when next we actually see each other in person, would you be willing to hand over the journal to me at that time? I would like to keep it.
Why?
It was only his, probably the closest thing to a best friend he ever had.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I just
friends.
wasn't paying attention before, like I said, because it was boring as hell.
Considering this journal does belong to me, I will allow it.
What are you, a judge? Allow
mine.
it.
It's mine.
I mean, it's his journal. He can say no.
He looks over at you, Soren, and he's like, "Thank you. But for you, I do recommend, whether you're going to talk to Arenos or you're coming to me, avoid the mage called Kezeth."
That's
Boy,
the one
who-
that you were talking
Where-
about. That could
Where's our list of enemies?
revive the
Potential world
Nanos.
builder, potential harbinger.
Let's just say if he gets
General
a hold of
mages,
you,
this
you will
specific
not
mage.
have a pleasant
general.
time.
How do I spell that
Kazeth?
name? Kazeth.
So we're avoiding Hazeth, we're avoiding... Oh,
Oh
Kazeth.
god, I butchered that one too.
Galliford, what? Gala something?
General, the gigantic general.
Giga thing. Gellion. Okay.
Potentially surviving harbingers.
And
Man,
as
butchered
I feel
guy's
this is
name.
winding down, so as a parting question, I guess, these nanos that mages create, are they able to leave their mage, or are they always tied to them?
That depends on the mage. Some mages do attach them directly to each other. They do a binding spell with them. But all Nanios are part element, part soul.
Like
What
soul
gets
from a
filled in
being?
between, it tends to be up to the mage.
It's
Lots of
confirmed
Daniels are
Soren has a
naturally
soul.
occurring as well. So he's like, I assume
Soren
that's what
has
you
all the
are.
souls that Moshi doesn't have. Sorry, who's this Kazuth mage? He's a bad dude.
I was told to avoid him when we.
Wait,
go
why
up
are
to
we
the
avoiding
phallus.
him?
He's
Yeah, why? Actually?
apparently
'Cause he's a
obsessed
bad
with
mage.
non-ills. He'd
Yeah.
probably try to do tests on me and stuff.
Oh,
Yeah.
because he'd...
Kaz's study
Soren.
was in the soul's interactions, in how to imbue things with souls. That was his line of work. He tried to study up at the Swirling Crafters for a time and got banned. And he also got banned from the Hall of Memory.
Nice.
So
Stand up, dude.
he's been returning from time to time to the Citadel, but for the most part, he's been wandering around continuing his studies. And
Wouldn't he
We've
get
been
his
doing our best to
license
keep
taken
it.
away or something?
he's like,
Jeez.
we've been doing our best to keep an eye on him, but he
Mage
tends
card
to dip into
recalled.
the shadows.
You know what they say? Keep your friends close and your enemies closer.
Mm-hmm.
Got a laundry list of people. who want to kill us, and we haven't even figured out what this is yet. I'm gonna hide in trees when we see people. Fuck all y'all.
Okay. Is this everything?
think
Ivania
so.
is close to actually just passing out.
Yeah, we're being sent to our doom by some mages who can't, just do it themselves.
Yeah, whatever. I just
Adventure,
need to
man. It's
sleep.
adventure.
I'm actually Soren is just gonna rock mode in the corner, out of the way of the door now.
Appreciate it.
So
I'll pretty much say, excuse me, grandfather, but we'll have to take our leave now. Please, if you hear anything from your end, keep us posted, and we'll definitely keep you posted.
Is this one-time use rock gonna self-destruct or something?
Oh my god,
we,
please let
It's gonna power
self-destruct.
down.
Should we give it some room here?
Jognir's gonna kind of chuckle you guys off and, look at his grandson and be like, after this call, please throw this rock at Moshi.
No!
No, but he is gonna.
Jolly good.
Yeah, serious face. But he is gonna be like, please stay safe. As much as we need to know what in the hell is even going on down there, I don't want to lose you over it.
We'll see what we can do, grandfather.
It's like, all right. And the stone can be just thrown away. Or at someone. Right there is.
Nudge.
As you guys hear the elderly chuckle, the mist just falls, no longer supported by any magic, and all of the mist around the room also falls and begins to dissipate, leaving just the little black stone.
I'm gonna pick up the rock, look at Moshi, and just toss it, not trying to hit you, but so you can catch it. And so there you go, a souvenir.
Well, I did think it was kind of cool, so thanks.
Thanks. And I'll look at everybody and be like, oh my word. What have we stepped into? What? I've got children and stuff. My word. And I'll look up at the sky and be like, Ner'zhul, give me strength. Please give me strength. We need to sleep. Let's go to sleep. And maybe we'll be fresh-minded about this in the morning, but we need to get down to Ulholm as soon as possible and find out what the hell is going on. Because if the mages don't know what's happening, there is a strategic disadvantage not knowing what's happening there, especially with the situation.
Ivanya's halfway out the door, way ahead of you. Good night.
I'm gonna follow before the door closes and I get trapped in here. So I'll see y'all tomorrow.
Soren's already rock mode, but strangely his flames haven't died down completely yet.
Moshi saltily does, a few little
circles and
circles,
the
and lies
circles.
down. Yeah.
Saltily circles before laying down.
And I'll say to Nat as I lay down to sleep, say, well, looks like you're with us for a little while, buddy. Like good old times.
Nat just rolls his eyes and falls under his wing. And with that, we are going to take a wellness break. And we shall return.
Ew.
To get dessert.
Oh, nice.
We had
I'm
to get-
hungry.
We are back with dessert. All right, so everyone is fast asleep except Soren.
Ooh.
Oh, I'm asleep. I'm
Yep,
asleep.
you're
I'm asleep.
You are saltily sleeping.
Saltily.
Oh yeah, saltily.
I will slowly rise out of rock mode.
Hey, Poof.
Yes.
Love you. All right.
I'll slowly rise out of rock mode, and am I gonna have to make a stealth check to leave?
With advantage.
Okay. Okay. Oh, second one was a nat 20.
So, without using a spell slot, your eagerness got you to slip into the shadows and past the vigilant senses of Natters. And you managed to slip out into the back alleyway of the tavern. What do you want to do?
I will slip out of the tavern and head in the direction of the store that I stopped by on our way to the education district.
Okay. What are you looking for in particular at the store?
I'm just gonna look through the window real quick and see if maybe I see my sword or anything like that.
Roll investigation and perception.
All right. All right. Investigation was a 9. Perception was a 10. And I'm good at those, so that sucks.
So you do get, at this point in the night, hold on. Safe. Okay, never mind. At this point in the night, most everyone has turned in, even from the tavern, even from the pubs and all the dives. A lot of people have turned in or passed out in the alleyways. So the streets are very quiet. As you come across the blacksmith's abode, most of it is open. A lot of the items that were out on display are taken in. That door is locked. There isn't a window into that back room, and you can't really see a way to unnoticeably try and open the door, but presumably your sword is in that back room. What do you want to do now?
I was just curious. I'm gonna continue on towards the education district.
Okay, roll an insight.
Please be better. Oh, that's good. What's my plus? That's 20, not natural.
Okay. As you are approaching the Garden of Enlightenment, you do feel from behind you a wave of energy. You can kind of tell it's coming, it is your similar energy. It's kind of coming from the blacksmith's abode, but you can't really pinpoint. It was just very brief, your meteorite may be calling out to you, maybe not. But then as you're approaching the abode, or not the abode, the fountain's excitement at your presence greatly overshadows the ping, essentially, and a slender, lithe water form comes up to greet you.
Onali?
She
Hi.
nods.
I'm
Waves the same wave that you did before.
I'm sorry to bother you. I haven't really interacted with another of our kind, and I was very curious. I have to close Discord.
The team chat. Oh my gosh. You all. Fucking.
I keep getting "Ba-doop, ba-doop," and I look over and I keep trying not to laugh.
Oh So Onali sits down on the side of the fountain and she kind of um, pats right beside her for you to sit down. And through the aether, she, once again, she can't really speak, but through the aether, she is grateful for your company too.
Okay, I'll sit down too, and I'll cast detect magic so I can kind of understand her a little better. I had a few questions. Um, like I said, I haven't really had the chance to talk to somebody else like us before, so pardon me if it's a little too much.
You get the
Uh,
feeling of acceptance, but also shy.
okay. Do you remember when you came to consciousness?
From her, you get that no, she doesn't. It was slow and gradual, and she eventually started perceiving the world and eventually started interacting with the world. It was a very slow process for her.
Do you know if you were summoned by a mage or naturally occurring?
Uh, through the aether, she sends you naturally, like almost like sending you a flower. Yeah.
So, kind of like me. So, you aren't attached to a mage then, currently?
She is a little bit confused by the word attached, but you get the. Uh, she essentially sends you a mental feeling or mental vibration matching the Grandmaster of friendship.
Okay.
Not maybe not necessarily the attack, the
Yeah, yeah.
binding spells, but friendship. She has friendship with the Grandmaster.
He seemed really interesting. I liked him too. He uh, figured me out immediately, even though I was trying to hide what I was.
She nods vigorously and she's like, "Yeah, he's very smart."
So you weren't, I guess, created here. So you've seen outside of the garden and like the fountain.
She shakes her head. She This fountain is her home. It's where she was born, and she chooses to stay.
I see. um, would you ever want to leave if you could, or is this like you like the garden so much that you just don't even think about it?
The thought hasn't occurred to her. She loves the garden.
I
And then
can't like.
she, curious, you get the feeling of curious as to the true nature of your question.
I just want to understand why some of our kind never leave their element, because I've never had the feeling that I wanted to stay in the shadows.
She ponders that for a bit. She says, you know, you get the feeling that she has met others, and you get the feeling that some of them were more whole, whereas she is her, you know.
That was another one of my questions, if she had ever met other non-ales. Were there any notable ones that you met?
She does not understand that word.
Ah, um, do you know if it's normal for our kind to be good with magic? And how am I going to demonstrate magic? Let me hold on. I didn't even think of this. Um, I guess I'll cast Dusk Walk once and just sink into the shadows and pop up in the shadow of a tree and then sink and go back.
Roll performance.
All right. This is going to be bad. Not as bad as I thought. It's -1, but I got a 15. I mean, I rolled a 16, -1, 15.
So you're between your question and your shaky performance, as you clearly are very nervous talking to her, but you do get your point across, effectively. You know, maybe not gracefully, but effectively. And right there, she, she kind of like jumps up, and you get a little bit of an excitement ripple. And she dives into the water. She picks up her fountain water and just kind of like swirls the entire thing above your guys' head. And then she gently drops it, and she reforms right beside you. And then she takes a little bit of the fountain water and swirls it around you. And she, she's like, you get the feeling we are magic.
But are you able to influence something outside of your element?
And she kind of understands it, but she's like, she goes in the stream that's floating around you, she takes it and then drops it in the garden, and she just kind of, ta-da.
I'll do a little golf clap. I don't want to make too much noise because I'm sure some mage will get really mad at me if I wake them up. Basically, I'm just trying to figure out. I've since I can remember, I've had these powers that don't seem like they come from me, and I didn't know if maybe that was normal. That's all I wanted to know.
And she gets you feel that she is very puzzled, but she's trying to understand what you're trying to say, and she holds out her hands and kind of forms images with with water, and she forms what you presume to be the fountain where you guys are currently at, and then one of the stars that the daylight star forms above it, and she's points at the daylight star.
Might need you to run that by me again. I'm like trying to understand.
So she's that's her interpretation of your question as to receiving power from elsewhere is another celestial body, essentially.
Guess that might make sense. I'll hold out my hand and summon some eldritch energy just to kind of show, like, I can kind of do that. I don't know if it's like my shadow is extending from me. It just kind of comes out of nowhere.
She pokes at it a little bit, and you get a little.
I'm gonna try to pull it back because I know that it will probably hurt her.
So she's like, she sees it, but she's just kind of slinks back, like you get sorry, apology, feels bad, man.
It's okay. I just don't want to evaporate you or freeze you. I'm not sure if my flames are hot or if they're cold. I guess they could be either.
She is intrigued.
I'll put it away. I just wanted some answers. I think on the cusp of figuring out some of the things that I wanted to know. But thank you. You've been really helpful. Obviously, like, complimenting, I like notice, I'm like, flames flare up a little bit, like, ah!
She takes your hand that's not on fire in hers, and she conveys compassion, and she's like, you are very special. You are very important. And she cares after your well being.
It's a lot of pressure. And I will start walking away. And I'll look over my shoulder, turn around a little bit. One more thing. Which of these flowers are your favorites?
She points out the orchid bird of paradise mix that Aya had grabbed. Or, well, there's multiple there, but yeah, she points out those ones.
Gonna have to figure out what that's called.
Hold on. Almost there. Almost there. They're called Sulath flowers.
What?
I will put that in the.
Thank you. And noticing what I just asked, I'm going to I'm gonna cast Dusk Walk again and run away. So I sink back into the shadows and teleport probably around the corner. I'll mage hand and like wave goodbye from around the corner.
She waves in the exact same fashion that you waved hello to her the first time, and then she ripples back, and she is just like, you just water, but you know, like when with the water bowls, the meditation water bowls, how the water vibrates up.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
That's what she's doing right now.
Ah, cool. And I will return to the tavern.
All right. Roll me a general roll.
General roll. My second nat 20 of the thing. Of course, the first one was with advantage.
That.
Nat
Okay.
20.
So, on your way back to the tavern, you stop back. You pause by the blacksmith's abode again, or the blacksmith's store, and now there's a strange resonance that you know is your sword. You recognize that energy is your sword, but it's stable. It's different, but it's stable. And then as you go back to the tavern, you manage to stay out of sight, but you observe a couple of shady incidences.
Okay.
I will whisper those to you as you return back and slink back to the room. And with your nat 20, you once again get in without waking Natters. Return to your rock.
Yes, and I will actually go to sleep now.
Okay. But you might as well stay on as the rooster crows, essentially, and morning comes up. Alright, guys, come on back. Shenanigans.
Shenanigans. Ah.
You guys are too much.
You're still muted, Vanya.
Oh shit! Oh god, I did a whole performance and everything. It's like, oh, that's already.
Zenori, make a insight check real quick.
Oh.
I'm still asleep. Come on.
Well, you can still be asleep, but be here.
The host asks you to unmute. I'm asleep.
What was it, Chris?
It was let me just find my bonus if I have one. That's 24.
Oh my god! Soren looks like a new rock.
Polished?
Polished.
Polished? No. There was no pressure washing. I assure you.
You guys!
I'll look at him like, just give him the side eyes, like, something's different about you this morning.
And
I
he's-
imitate a big inhale.
And he's floating a little bit higher than he normally does.
Yeah, I'm like 9 inches off the ground instead of 6 now.
I'll like scan the room, look under my bed, and just look at him like, I'm watching you.
Oh,
And Natters
nod.
is imitating you. Like,
I guess I'll wake Moshi and I'll mage hand and pat his head.
God, I thought you were gonna slap me. I was like,
I thought about it. I am at
Oh.
some point gonna just sucker punch somebody using mage hands. Gonna be great.
That's too good.
Now that we're all awake, should we go get the ladies?
They say, yep.
I'm like walking past you going, yes. Yes.
I open the door and I'll hold it open for everyone.
Moshi needs hot bean juice.
Let's hit the
Yeah.
tavern and then we gotta get going, I think.
Oh, Moshi needs hot bean juice.
Moshi, you wanna hop on? I'll lower down a little bit.
Yes, please.
Get Moshi on the back.
Packing everything up, checking with Aya, like, Aya, you ready? We're
Yeah.
going down for breakfast?
Yeah, I'm good.
Alright.
Aya is not awake. Aya is not functioning.
Not functioning?
Yeah.
Oh no.
Is not the morning function.
Oh no, what
We all
can I
need
do?
some hot bean juice.
We just gotta reboot the system.
Alright,
You,
now that
you gotta
everyone-
give it a couple of minutes. It's an old software.
I'm gonna bring Moshi
Just
to
take the cartridge out and blow on it.
to
Exactly.
the tavern section. So Moshi can get some hot bean juice.
We all need some hot bean juice. Let's go.
Yeah, especially me.
Yeah.
okay, roll a standard perception.
Who?
Yeah, who?
Oh,
Yeah, wait, what? Who?
Who
Huh?
rolls the perception check?
Sorn, you are the most awake. You got
That's a
Is he though?
10!
Is he though?
He has no sleep.
That really
Oh.
should tell you
That late.
something about our functioning.
I told you no pressure washing happened. I wasn't out that late.
God.
Oh, okay, so Sorn is just flittering about. He seems to be fluttering this morning.
mind
But
is
you
not
guys
in it.
walk out into the main area of the tavern, essentially the dining area of the tavern. And there's an innkeeper. You recognize him from the night before, but haven't really talked to him. A couple other patrons that you haven't seen yet. And there is a nice open table for you guys, big enough for everyone. And as you plop down, the tavern owner, the tavern keep person, individual thing, shouts across the room. He's like, "Hey, what are you guys having this morning?"
Your finest bean juice, please.
He's like, "Is that for the whole table or just you?"
Everyone. Everyone.
Everybody.
Or four of them.
Well, not him.
He's like, "I'll just bring y'all a jug."
A what?
Oh, that sounds good, actually.
Jug of it, nice.
Wait, bring all of us a jug? Or
One jug
bring
for
all
everyone.
of us
One
jug?
for everyone, I think.
One for-
I want
for
my
the
own
Oh,
and
Can we
a swirly straw.
thing in this universe? Because
straw?
There's straws here, right?
there better be straws here.
No.
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 Boo!
Wow,
it, I'm out.
Tish was
That's the line.
devastated.
Sorry, I didn't realize I like straws that
Straws are
Heavily
important,
invested
okay?
in the straws.
And the
much. I'm
tavern owner
learning
comes
so much
by
about
and-
myself through this campaign.
The tavern owner comes by and plops down, essentially, 2 pints? A 2-pint jug of hot bean juice and 4 glasses, one of which being smaller.
But there was going to be a 2-pint mug for all of us. I was going to be like, whoa.
Listen, I would go swimming in coffee. Let's be very clear about this. I get a big cup. I get to go swimming. I'll smell and taste coffee.
And
While
absorb
everyone
through
is-
osmosis.
Exactly. You got to internalize the coffee in multiple ways.
While
Through
everyone's
every
fueling
pore.
up, I guess I'll just go pick up my sword. And, I guess you can meet me at the blacksmith shop. We have to go that way anyway, right?
Yes, you do.
Yeah.
You guys will pretty much be taking the same route. However, you will, instead of turning down to the library and the Garden of Enlightenment, you guys will walk past that street and go straight. And that road essentially takes you all the way through.
Okay, so I'm gonna go pick up my sword. I'll meet you over at the blacksmith shop, and we'll just keep walking. Sound good?
Put me down.
Sounds good. Let me know if you see a more
Alright,
pestle, please.
Yes, I'll do that. No, I'll set Moshi down. Yeah, pick up by the shoulders. Set Moshi down on the seat, and I'll leave.
Okay, we will get to Soren in a minute. As everyone is waking up.
System still booting.
Soren, roll perception.
All right.
Or not Soren, sorry.
I was like,
Oh, it was a
"Hey,
good roll
here."
too. You wasted one of my good
Oh,
rolls.
Save it for next time. Just
Can't believe you.
You're not even here! Sorry!
My next one's gonna be a nat 1.
Rip.
Perception, did you say?
Oh, I did.
Where is my... Oh, there it is. 15.
Oh my, your coffee has hit. Your hot bean juice is working.
Just barely. I'm like...
Also, roll a history check.
Come on with it. Oh, that's excellent. History.
Getting all the good
20.
rolls.
Dirty 20.
No.
A dirty 20. he said dirty. um,
Scandalous 20.
all right, so there is a table of 3 casually but ready for travel dressed soldiers. You see them as fellow military folk, and you also recall that the captain said that he was going to send you guys off with guides, or with a guide.
That's
And
right. Yep.
you know, this thought occurs to you as you sip your hot bean juice, like, oh yeah, you know, we have a guide on our way. But as you're reprocessing that, and you notice the soldiers, you recognize one of them. And you recognize him from one of your, after you had graduated from, you know, the training at Art Elay, you have gone back a couple of times on official business. But there was one time in particular where your old instructor pulled you into a class and had you help teach the class that day. And one of the students in that class is sitting over there on that table. And his name is Zach. Z-A-K.
Okay. I'm gonna like tap Soren on the shoulder and say, "Watch this."
He's not
Soren
here.
is not here.
Not there.
Oh, I'm not there.
Old
Moshi,
man.
are you there?
I mean, Zenori has
What?
grayish hair, right?
Yeah, he has no
He's
pigment
not
in his
that
hair.
old. He's like 30s, yeah. um, I guess I'll tap Ivania on the shoulder and say, "Hey guys, check this out."
Mhm.
And I'll walk over to the soldiers and I'll be like, "It's here, huh?"
Roll performance.
That's cool.
That's not
If
bad.
I sip and drink like,
Performance. That's a flat 16.
All right, so they haven't noticed you guys up yet. You know, they're all kind of trying to wake up themselves, apparently. And you get around to the back of them. And you can physically feel their shock as they jump up they stand up with such force that all of their chairs go flying back. And they're just like, "Huh," and then they're looking around like, wait a second. Like, hold on. And Zach turns around and sees you and then finishes, like, and he ends up dropping to the ground and bowing in front of you as he is clearly very honored by your presence.
These soldiers, how do you? I was having a joke.
And he's like, well, you damn near. Good morning, sir.
Don't need to be so formal, soldier. Are you our guide?
And he's like, yes, the captain informed me that we had an official that we needed to escort down to Olholm. And, I don't know if you remember me or not, but I'm from Olholm, so I figured I should take you, and these two are along for reinforcements. And, they just kind of nod. And
I remember you very well, Zach. How's the captain treating you?
it's like, he's been very good to me, but I've been pretty homesick. Just, man.
is
he's
this
like,
audible
Hate to
from
break it
our
to you,
table?
dude.
Yes, this is very audible for you guys. As
Okay,
you
so-
are some of the few and only in the tavern. He's like, I haven't seen you since my training, and you've always been a huge inspiration to me, sir. So I apologize in advance for nervous wreck. He's
want his
clear
autograph?
nervous wreck.
Shook him up too much. Too funny. Like, don't worry, it's not too formal along with this ragtag group. And I'll look over at my group. They're all like messy
Hey, who you
looking,
call a
sipping on the bed. I could imagine these all look half asleep, hair's kind of messy, like.
Moshi's still salty, and, like fur's all sticking out and unkempt for the day.
Yep. Saviors of the universe right here.
They're like, well, he's like, wonderful. We just came here for a bite to eat, and we were told to wait out for whatever you guys got up, but didn't realize we'd be in the same place. Kind of works
small
out.
world.
Them? Who sent them?
Sorry.
Sorry.
Oh,
Captain?
The captain.
Yeah, the local captain. The local captain.
Oh,
The,
Yeah,
uh,
because
the
we had
guys that
talked
we
to
met
him.
up.
we
We
did.
talked-
Okay. Sorry, I
Yeah, when
forgot.
we came in with the bad guy that I didn't get to garden with.
The
Oh,
guys
yeah.
that we dropped him off to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we
Okay,
explained
okay.
where we were going and was like, oh yeah, we'll send people with you. These are the people getting sent with us.
Okay. Okay. Cool.
So do you understand where we're headed?
and he's like, yes, the captain filled me in on potentials, and let's just say I'm eager to go down there myself as well.
Oh, what's your reasoning?
He's
This
like,
is
well,
home.
yeah. He's like, for one, being my hometown. Two, he's like, yeah, I was an orphan down there, but I had a friend. And I've been homesick for a while and wanted to see her, but, since I went out to training and stuff, haven't really been able to go back yet, and hearing more and more not come out of old home.
She's still there?
He's like, last I heard she was, yes.
Oh.
Yeah.
And Vanya is very curious about this now, the more that she hears. He's like, orphan? Check. From old home? Check.
That's where you're from?
He's like,
Um,
yes.
Olholm
No.
is a point of interest. I don't know if I'm actually from Olholm, but it's a point of interest for me.
Because you don't know where you're from, right?
Yeah,
Not
but it
not
doesn't remember.
in genetic sense. Doesn't know where from. Yeah.
Oh. Okay.
And Zach looks at you, Moshi, and he reaches in his pocket and he pulls out a stack of papers. And he kind of looks over at Tsunori and kind of gives that, sorry. And, like he feels like he's going above you. And he's like, I was told to deliver this to you and to tell you they don't want you to worry. They want you to focus on the matter at hand.
All your wanted posters.
He's like, the captain pulled a few strings. You're free to roam about the region.
Okay.
I'm gonna look at Moshi and be like, oh, Moshi. You didn't, this is +1 to me.
I'll take those, thanks.
I'm gonna hold this over your head.
Well, technically,
what?
you didn't see what was on the papers.
No, well,
No, technically, you did not see. You did not see. You only heard, I was told to deliver this, and...
Wait, are they like actual? Do you have to whisper this to me, like what they are? Are they actually?
I will whisper to you what they are.
Okay.
Now, this situation is more awakening than the hot bean juice that we're having right now.
Of course, Ivana, you'd be interested.
My eyebrows are just out of my head at this point. It's like, whoa.
Aya does not care.
There you go.
So this guy that was once from Olholm, what race are they?
He is Mytherian. Yep, and actually, hold on, I have a description of him. I did an in-depth description of him now that I think about it. I got carried away with it. Okay, he actually carries dark lavender-tinted skin with flecks of silver glitter. He also has silver skin art going from his neck down to his wrists that you can see. And smoky gray hair, so darker than Zunori's, for sure. And what isn't kept short, so he has different lengths. The back of his head is shorter and the top is longer, is tied up in braids in a high back tail, with a local traditional handmade bead necklace, and his eyes are a subdued teal.
He's pretty.
Fancy.
Yeah.
This is this Zach guy?
Yes,
Damn.
he's very pretty. He was very handsome in my head when I was like, I will
Could have been a
gladly get
model.
carried away with you, sure, right? But the silver markings on his skin are art, and some of them are water themed, and others, in a form of scripture, which you guys recognize as, local prayer. More belief, religious type thing, but not specific to a faction or a deity. And then he also has a number of stars and almost like a little nebula going down his neck and under his shirt. And it is a very opaque silver on top of his dark lavender skin. Very proud of those.
He's got purple skin,
Silver
teal
tattoos.
eyes, and like silver tattoos.
Yes.
Silver tattoos, smoky gray hair.
Correct.
And golden specks some places, like
silver flecks.
The glitter. Silver
Silver.
flecks, yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, he's got silver glitter. He's sparkly. Where
You
can
can
be
see where he's been
friends?
spending his money.
It's a vampire. Just kidding.
Oh God.
I'm just joking.
Not the sparkly vampire.
I'm just kidding. God, that's so old now. Jeez.
And I'll say to Zach, so you better introduce me to your other men. Are they coming along with us?
And he's like, yes, they... Hold on. Before I... Okay. Oh, he's like, yes, they are. They are going... the captain was concerned about the manpower. Wanted to send a little bit of extra reinforcements with you. Like, this is Pal and Guvik. He's like, they mostly have been guarding ships and shipments, but since they're in town and General Gell didn't sweep them up,
Are
they
they all privates?
Yes.
Okay.
More lambs to the slaughter.
Okay. And the other one, sorry.
One is Pal and the other is Guvik.
Oh, I thought that was first name and last name. Sorry. my bad.
And they
All right,
do kind of
privates,
nod
you
and they're
ready?
like, sir, yeah.
Good. You prepared? You're all got your backpacks and your equipment sorted?
And he's like, yep,
Being
and,
really formal.
and they're like, yes, sir, and we have extra tents if you guys need.
Excellent, excellent. All right. We move out in 5.
Hey,
Yeah,
hold
like
up.
rap-
Aren't you gonna introduce us?
Nah, it's cool. They'll figure us out.
Bruh.
I'll introduce you guys soon. I'm just trying to be like military formal. Oh, yeah. But
Yeah, you guys are from the military. We're a ragtag bunch, as you said.
I'm not with them.
Yeah, no more flowers for Zenori. I'll give some flowers to Zach instead.
Damn.
Called me ragtag.
All right, and as you, is there anything else
say
that you
it
guys wanted?
endearingly.
What?
I say it endearingly. It's not like I was like, "Ooh, ragtag."
Things said in jest or said nonetheless.
Oh, that's
True.
fancy.
Ooh.
So, is there anything else you guys want to do this morning before you leave and hit the road?
I need to eat.
I want to see if I can find a mortar and pestle real quickly while
Barkeep.
we're over in the market.
Oh yes, we need food.
All right, the
Uh,
tavern owner comes over and, cleaning a glass, and he's like, what can I do for you?
What are your food options at this fine establishment?
He's like, well, we got leftovers from last night. If you guys want something fancy and freshly made, go down to the hold on. To the scaled bowl.
Are you saying the Rochelle Tavern has nothing fresh and wonderful here?
The River Shell Tavern? Yeah. It is primarily a dinner and night establishment. And he's like, go. He's like, there's a eatery down the way that usually makes homemade soups.
Okay, thank you.
Vanya shrugs and just pulls out a piece of jerky and starts nibbling at it.
Forgot I have food.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have
Yeah.
I'll just
We
eat
have
that. I
rations
guess.
and jerky.
Yeah, we
I
still
don't
got
want
about a
that.
week,
It's all
Hey,
dry
my,
and gross.
my jerkies are good, okay?
so Zenori pulls out another piece of jerky.
I'm not gonna eat that. I'm not eating that unless I have to.
And Zach's like, the place he mentioned actually isn't that bad. It's Japanese cuisine, but
Okay, I'm gonna go over there for some quick food. If anybody wants to come with, but I'm leaving.
I'll-
Okay, bye.
Bye.
We'll come with you.
No, it's really okay. You don't have to come. I'm just kidding. I don't really care.
all right,
Oh,
you guys
I-
migrate over to the other establishment,
we're
which
all
is along the
going.
way. It's along
probably
the
won't go in
way,
with
and
it.
it ends up being the same place that Amaya had pointed out. And as you guys walk in, it's a little bit busier in there. You can definitely see where everyone's at, and the keeper just kind of nods over your way, and they're like, "You coming in hungry?"
Oh yeah.
And he's like, "Do you guys want a special order, or do you want the house special?"
Both.
What's the house special?
Yeah. Whoa.
So the house special is they import a lot of ingredients from the main Jeptunir city in the Dark Realm, which is up closer to Astromeria and the Giant Lake. But they essentially have island tropical based soups that feel like a heavy cream consistency, as well as chopped vegetables and stuff in it. But it's very sweet with a subtle spice to them.
Wait a second. This is going in the cookbook. I'm sorry. I need
Yes.
my
Hold on,
cookbook document. Where are we?
In the meta world, it is known as
Yes.
Penang curry.
Well, I'm gonna need some
Penang
spelling
curry
here.
is beautiful. I love Penang curry.
You know
Is
the
it,
base of that is coconut milk.
Yes. Yep.
Yeah. Is Penang as in PE or PA? Because they're two very different curries.
So like quick soup,
I
creamy soup.
think it's the E.
I'm just gonna be waiting outside, chewing on my jerky, waiting for
Wait,
someone to
what's
walk
in
back
the soup?
past.
Hold
You said
on.
there's veggies and what now?
Oh, I see what you
It's
mean.
creamy. It's
Yeah,
creamy,
with a
slightly
hint.
spicy.
Yeah.
I thought she said sweet.
It,
It's a
yes.
Yes,
sweet
but it
base
has a
with a
sweet
little
It is
bit
a
of
little
spice.
sweet, yeah.
So you're looking at
Okay.
like coconut milk base and probably something like chili powder or smoked chili powder. 'cause
Ginger.
Those taste a little bit.
Ginger,
yeah,
yes.
probably
Ginger
a little
has a
bit
bit of
gingery.
a sweetness to it. Ginger syrup or whatever.
And then for vegetables, you're probably looking leeks, potatoes.
Potatoes for sure.
No potatoes.
No
Leeks,
potatoes?
peppers, and then you also have meat.
Meat?
Meat.
What kind?
Fish.
Wait a minute.
Chicken?
Yeah.
Chicken
Yeah, in
ears?
this tavern it's fish, but Penang curry typically comes with chicken or white meat fish, and then
But aren't Jeptuniers part fish? Are they?
they are.
But
Well,
they
they-
eat
yeah.
fish.
Their diet consists of water-based animals, which you know.
Yeah.
Like us when we eat cows. We're mammals, they're mammals, we still eat them.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, okay.
No, that was enough of an explanation. Okay then.
As long as they're okay with it, I don't know. It seems weird to me.
This
I
is
absolutely love Penang
close to
curry.
what I'm posting it in the cookbook for you guys. There you go. That's close to what I'm talking about.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
Panang.
Oh yeah.
Penang curry.
Is that celery? Oh no, that's green peppers.
What's it called in the game? In the game. Sorry, I've been playing too many video games. In the in the world.
Tropical
I haven't thought that far ahead.
soup.
Tropical Jeptunier delight.
Yeah, and it's to them. It's just a house special. It's a very traditional dish. You know, typically like mom's soup bowl or grandma's soup bowl.
Call it the
Right now it's
Just in
just
Your
the house
House
special.
special.
Yeah.
House special, so lame.
Yeah.
I'm gonna come up with a
So
name.
a lot of their over water dishes, a lot of their land walking dishes are along the lines of curry bowls.
Oh man, I want a seafood curry now. My God,
You know what?
so bad.
Ivanya's gonna cave and buy. That's early.
Moshi's in.
Penang curry is.
I will take a house special,
Delicious.
please.
She'd be
I'm
like,
gonna
"Alright."
stay outside with Zenori, and I'm probably just gonna sit on his shoulder and take a nap while I wait for you guys.
You guys not partaking in this delicacy? Come on.
I'm gonna
I'm waiting
power
for
nap.
Saul.
Howard.
All
The
right.
most effective
What do you
nap.
mean you're waiting for me?
We're going to Sword.
You're
What
coming
the
to
heck are you
me.
talking
I
about?
gotta say, Swords probably has his sword, and he's like, "Where are they?"
I'm sitting on the
Yeah.
on the curb like a lost child.
So we will
Hey,
get back
guys.
to everyone in a minute. Let's go to Sorn. And you guys are going to
Okay.
finish eating and make your way to the blacksmith. Sorn!
I'm here,
He has arrived!
ready to get my sword.
Alright. First roll an insight check.
Insight. Ooh, that's good. Wait. 17.
Alright, so you walk up to the blacksmith's establishment where all the other shops are, currently operational and getting themselves started. The blacksmith's assistant hasn't started setting up shop yet. And his door is open, and you kind of walk up and see that he is in, it is also a shop area, but it is also a workshop area, and he is visibly perturbed currently, looking
All right.
at a sword on the table.
All right. I'll knock on the door as I float in. Hello?
And he's going to step away from the sword. He's going to step away from you. And he's just going to kind of back up. And he's like, I just want you to know that I had no part in this. And I don't want any more part in this. I woke up and it was like this. And take it and go. Just take it and go.
Okay, I'll float over to it. What is wrong with it? What happened?
So, your meteorite short sword / club, you recognize the material has been completely reformed into a very shiny short sword. It looks like metal, it feels like metal, but you recognize your material, and it has, purple shadow, cracks all throughout it, and filigree and designs on the handle, as well as a very, very intricate hilt to match the rest of its aesthetic.
I am very impressed, and I think I'm also a little bit embarrassed. I'm like, you didn't do this?
He's like, no, I did not.
Okay,
No,
well,
I can't. I was gonna check on it. I was gonna check it out this morning because honestly, I don't know how to work with that material, and I was afraid to touch it anyway. But now, please get out.
All right. Well, I'm sorry for the trauma. I'll slap another 4 gold on the table, and I'll pick up my sword, and it'll attach to my hip, and I'll leave.
All right.
And I guess I'll. What were you saying?
Do you want to wait for everyone to catch up with you, or do you want to head back?
Is there like an alchemy shop somewhere? Because I mentioned a mortar and pestle. I figured I'd look for that real quick.
There is one right next door. Yes.
All right, I'm gonna go into there.
Much better organized than Zigza's shop was. Your first trip in an alchemist shop, but it's a smaller Mytharian, middle-aged lady, and she's just kind of bustling about, doing sweeping and wiping down and making sure everything's just right. And she's like, "What can I get for you, hon? What does a thing like you even need?"
I get that a lot. Do you have a mortar and pestle, like the smallest one you have? Do you have any like tiny ones?
Who is this for?
It's for an Antiri. I
She's
know
like-
we elementals stick together a little bit.
And she's like, "I can imagine so." And she's like, "I just so happen to have Antiri mortar and pestle." And
Perfect.
so she pulls it out and she's like, 2 silver.
All right, and I'll put that on the table, and I'll take it and put it in my satchel, and then I'll go out. I'll lean against the wall outside, waiting for everyone. Thank you so much as I walk out.
All right. At this time, everyone is converging. You guys are.
We're done with the curry already?
Yeah, I wolfed that down.
And Soren, you also notice with your typical ragtag group, there are now 3 individuals also following them.
Who's in front? As far as the party goes.
It'd probably be me. Yeah.
Oh, Zenori, who
Your
are those
dad's out
people?
front.
Who are
worry.
those people? I like kind of sink down a little bit to like hide behind him.
Don't worry, the soldiers from this local area. Actually,
They're
that one
soldiers. They're here to arrest you.
Oh.
You have nothing on me.
Just kidding.
For crimes against humanity.
I'm not a
Zach-
human. That won't work.
Zach sees how
Crimes against rocks.
Zach will see the apprehension of Soren, and he'll just kind of like he'll wave, and he's like, "Hi, I'm Zach." He's like, "We're coming with y'all."
Remember,
What is-
Soren, how you greet people.
What does this guy look like again? Is this the guy with the like tattoos, the silver tattoos?
Yeah.
Yes.
Pretty guy. He's
Soren
very
is
pretty.
very, very impressed by the tattoos. I'll wave at them. And I will reach into my bag and hand Aya the mortar and pestle that I got for her.
Thank you. And I'm gonna put it in my bag, and I'm gonna like float up and give him a kiss on his forehead.
Aww.
Oh.
Then we'll flower out of my bag.
Oh.
And after once she's a safe distance away, hey, check this out, and I'll grab my my short sword. By the way, I don't think I've ever mentioned this. Soren is left-handed, so his sword is on his right hip. I'll grab it and I'll like flourish it out. Look at this.
What?
Look at how cool that turned out.
It's
Wow.
impressive sword.
The blacksmith said he had nothing to do with it, so I'm a little worried.
You should see
Can you
if
just
can
hold
try
I'm
it
a
the
up?
little
other
worried, but
shapes.
it's cool.
It's cool, but I'm apprehensive.
Can I like look at the
But
filigree?
it's cool.
I think this would be more up to you, Rochelle. But can I look at the filigree and see if I recognize it at all?
Roll a religion check.
Oh.
The heck is a filigree?
You said, wait, are there patterns on it? Can I also see if I recognize those patterns?
So, like,
Because you said
I'm
like
sorry.
cracks. I don't know if is it patterns? Is it cracks? What is it?
A mix of
It's
both.
cracks on the sword and then filigree on the.
And
The
some
pommel.
of the meteorite, which appears to be black metal, is also fashioned into designs. But
Can I
Zenori,
see if I
what'd you
recognize
roll?
it?
So the sword is like
You do not.
meteorite now? I'm confused.
It
me-
was
it
meteorite.
It was
before.
always meteorite. I always
Yeah.
had a
Oh,
short
sorry.
meteorite.
But
But
now
it
it
was-
just like looks cool.
It's
It was
shaped.
dull, so
It was
his
dull. It was
short
basically a
sword was
club.
more like a club.
Okay.
So he asked the blacksmith to essentially
Sharpen it and shape it.
sharpen it, and apparently the blacksmith didn't, and it reformed. I'm wondering if you
Did
could
it
ask.
itself.
Tsunori, what did you get for your history
To
check?
change something else.
Dirty 20.
So that is enough. You recognize the patterns. You can't quite confirm because it was one of those smaller deities, smaller groups, but you recognize it as Knight's pattern.
Knights? Like
Zunori
KN?
found out about my patron before me.
Oh no.
The question is, does Zunori pass on this
I'm
information?
fuming.
Wait, is this-
I am mad.
I'm sorry, I'm confused. I don't get it.
I'll say
Oh,
I'll say to Sorn, do you know what that symbol is?
Can I roll and see if I recognize it? I'm obviously not going to know who it is, but can I see if I've seen it before or like
You may.
anything? Okay, like a religion check or a history?
Net
Okay.
one.
Ah! I finally rolled higher than a 9. 18.
Nice.
So you look at it and you find great comfort in it, but you don't have a name to attach to it.
Where have I seen it? Have I like seen it in like my dreams? Have I like? Does it just look familiar to me?
It feels familiar. It looks and it
Alright.
feels familiar.
I actually, looking over at Zenori, I'm not sure what it is. It looks familiar to me.
This is the symbol of night, the goddess night.
Oh my god.
What is that? What is
She's
she
the
the
mother
goddess
of
of?
the void.
The
He's
depths
made of
space.
shadows and moon rock.
She's
Yeah, actually.
essentially looking at your being. It makes perfect sense. Actually, how I never came up with it before is beyond me.
'Cause I didn't
We're a
roll high
bunch of
enough.
idiots, that's why.
Another item for the research list for when we get a bigger library. There's a bigger library, right?
Oh
Why
yeah.
don't we
Bigger library with more research.
I guess I'll keep that in mind, and I guess I'll be honest with y'all. I actually snuck out last night.
Knew it.
And
went-
Natters flew down on his shoulder and is just like also being like, knew it.
I went to visit Onali, but when I walked by the blacksmith shop both times, I felt something akin to the sword, like calling to me, like a pull of some sort.
Maybe night favors you in some way.
I mean, I get like a not quite familial, but a very comfortable feeling sometimes when I get close to something that I imagine might have been night interacting with me, but I'm not sure.
Well, I don't know too much about night, but yes, judging by your powers and your general appearance, it would make perfect sense that you are something towards the night.
I guess I'll have to look into that.
Yes. If we find some, out of game, she wouldn't have a church, would she? Would she
No,
have a
Knight
church?
is extremely eclectic. She doesn't even have a following. She is more in myths than she is in active religion.
Okay.
All I'm hearing is secret cult.
Secret society.
Just me.
Calling out M Arts 282. Emma! That is Emma in the chat room. She says, "Listen to your
Hello.
heart. Go to the night." but she says, "Knig it."
Okay, and so as to not call more attention to myself, I'll take the sword and I'll actually sheath it behind my back, behind where my shield is attached to the strap of my satchel. Are we about to leave? Are we all set?
We seem to be. Rations and equipment seem to be all sorted. We've got
Okay,
our
we've-
guides.
And our tents are in Moshi's bag, right?
The bag of holding,
Moshi's
yes.
stolen bag of holding.
Still on about that, huh?
I am still on about that.
You guys need to
It's
let
a
me
rogue
go.
thing. Hey, I helped.
500 gold.
And I'm thankful for your help.
Was that 500 gold that we?
I think it was 500 gold.
Yeah,
That's too funny.
Let me see.
we got away with it.
I guess we should be off then.
Wait.
Let's get moving.
All
Let's
right.
get schmoving.
So Zach and the other two are directing you guys, being guides. You guys walk through the education district. Soren, did you want to do anything on the way by?
I'll stop by the fountain.
Roll insight.
Insight. All right. Here comes my bad roll. I can feel it. It's not great. 11.
All right, so you're a little bit focused on the sword, but you are obviously making a very courteous gesture, and she sees you coming and plops up on the spot that you guys were sitting the night before, and gives that same first awkward wave.
I'll wave back and I'll sit down too, on like the edge of the fountain. I probably should have told everyone I'd be right back. They're probably all just like standing on the road, just watching.
I'm
I'm
gonna
gonna turn and I'm gonna scream, "Don't worry, we'll be back for your girlfriend later."
Flames.
I'm gonna turn to Moshi and be like, they're extremely cute, aren't they?
I'll avoid looking to my side, just like keep my head down. We're gonna be leaving for at least a few days. Should be coming back through in a week or two.
Oh, smooth, buddy.
I have to play a character with,
Do it good.
Oh yeah, Moshi's like across the way, like
So, as you're talking, the moment that you said that you're gonna leave, do you feel like a weight drop in the water? There's just immediate. She's sad about that. That you heard a heartbreak.
my heart.
Do
But
water
she is
Daniels
still
cry? Like,
listening intently. She's still wanting to converse with you, but there is that huge, heavy feeling coming from her.
Aw. But I'm sure we'll be back sooner than you think. Thank you for talking to me, and I will. Is she still sitting on the thing? Okay, I'll like pat the hand that's closest to me a couple times.
And
Be
she'll
honest.
actually grab your hand and turn it over, and she reaches from in her fountain and pulls out it's a light blue, almost translucent pearl, and she'll set it in your hand and close your hand, and now you just feel longing from her, but she understands that you have to leave, so it's just so acceptance but longing.
I'll twirl it around in my hand, and I'll find a way to repay you for this.
He's being
'Cause
courted.
I literally just checked my inventory. I have nothing I can get. Nothing that even closely like. Oh wait,
she picks up on the vibe.
I is gonna hate me, but I'll take the flower crown out of my backpack and I'll set it on the fountain.
Oh, I think I will
Um,
forgive that.
Yeah, don't you assume Aya's feeling. Aya's sitting over here trying to resist the urge to sing about you kissing in trees, okay? Do what you need to do. You get the girl.
So Onali, with her water hand, picks up the flower crown, and the flowers at this point are starting to wither and soften. But she revitalizes them, and the flower crown goes up her arm and pops on top of her head.
Oh, that's awesome! I love this.
Pretty cool. That's pretty
Put that. Let's see. I had to write that in my inventory. Again, thank you so much. We'll be back, and I'll get up and rejoin the party.
As you're departing, and you said, we'll be back, you feel a leap of excitement. She clearly looks forward to seeing you again, and she nervously dips down in the fountain, and that heavy feeling kind of returns as you walk away.
Aw.
Moshi slaps Soren. Good job, buddy.
I stop floating. I'll like get as low as I can, and
Zenori will let him have this one because it reminds him too much of his wife.
Aww.
aw.
Natter
Oh,
senses
guys.
the tension in Soren and flies over and sits on his shoulder and just kind of bloop, just rests on his head.
I'll put my arm around Zenori, like on his shoulder. And we'll keep walking.
Okay, really quick, is that the same arm that Natters is perched on?
No, I'd assume Natters would be on my left and my right arm would be around.
Okay, Natters moves around to the right arm, and then he goes bloop on your head, and then bloop on Zenori's head, and bloop
Oh, I
on
love
your
it.
head. Just trying to comfort both of you.
Zenori,
Oh, Natters.
if you could hold on to me so you can actually drag me out of the city, that'd be great.
Aw.
Oh, buddy, a bit weak in the legs, are we?
A little bit.
Here we go.
I'm carrying myself a little bit because otherwise you'd have 400 pounds on your
I
shoulders.
was gonna say that.
Oh, yeah.
All right, so along with your escort team, you guys are heading on the road down out of Chanogawa down to Ulholm, and that is where we will bookmark the night. And if Ryan did not already pick up on this, welcome to level 3.
Hey!
We get
Oh,
to.
we're gonna have to workshop
We have
this.
to do a session where
Yeah.
we do our levels again.
Oh, true,
Yes.
true.
So, talking to Team Lounge, let's figure, we're gonna go to the after party. If you guys are new to the channel, we hop into the Discord, which the link is in my about info. And the after party is us talking about the session and the shenanigans and reminiscing. But we will figure out when to workshop together to do level 3 because this is a big level up. And I appreciate you guys having patience with me as a new DM and not minding that we did not automatically start at level 3.
Fine. That's how it
but-
goes.
With
I like
that,
the journey. Don't worry.
With that being said, and with, oh my gosh, you guys have warmed this DM's heart today. That was so sweet. Oh my god. We will resume tomorrow and finally see for ourselves what this damn forest is about.
You mean next week?
Me next week. See tomorrow.
Oh, damn it. I almost got away with it.
Surprise session tomorrow.
Hold on. I don't know if I can do that.
Yes, next week, same time, same place. See you all then. Bye.
Bye.
Bye bye.
Thank